Okay. With it being a federal thing, with VRO money and MoDOT's involved in it.
Yes.
Let's see, the only good thing is I don't think this one is a CDBG thing, but you might check with MoDOT and see if it needs to be advertised.
Because that's all
We
Joni,
need to
that's
vote
all,
on it.
that's all Joni told me to do was send it out to 3 engineering companies.
Okay, yeah. I just saw on one part it said, request RFQs, so I didn't know if it needed to be advertised.
I mean, I can ask her.
Yeah, I'd say just ask her just to make sure that something doesn't come back and bite you.
And then they
later in the
all,
process.
they all 3 came in and met with Great
Yeah.
Rivers came in.
Well, we didn't vote.
Yeah.
We put it off, remember?
Hal is wanting to come in Monday with a
Okay.
contract, so.
We gotta have that in there. We gotta have that in there for the case
We
the federal audit comes in or audit, we cover it. If not, you'd have to pay us back if they catch you.
So we'll put it on the agenda to
Yeah.
vote on Monday and then have them come
Yeah.
in Thursday.
Well, we'll vote on it Monday and then they can come in Monday and.
Yeah, we can do it the same day.
Or you can do it.
Okay.
We just need to get it voted on.
I'll email Joni again, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that's all.
Yeah, if he said that was okay, then that's, I just want to make sure that something doesn't come back up
I
later
understand
and
that.
slow the whole process down again.
All right. What you got?
What I talked to you about last Thursday, this is the complete resolution packet. I'm sorry, the Blue Shield packet with all the information that's needed.
Oh, okay.
So and then but there's the resolution that I drafted. And then I'll just go and we can revisit this Monday. I didn't make a copy for, I'm on a paper budget, so. I can email it to you.
You want us to give you a packet of paper?
So it says a resolution signed by the city government saying that you support law enforcement and some of the initiatives that we're taking that you will support, such as relentless pursuit, the drug task force, things like that. Then the next one is a letter from the treasurer. Letter from the treasurer stating that there's been an increase in law enforcement money over the past 5 years. So I had Mac look at the last 5 years budgets, and I think it was a increase of 3% over the last 5 years for law enforcement money. And I think he went off the tax as well. So there's some sheets on there that we have to do what certain things that we're doing in our community as far as what's that top one there?
Community policing
Yeah,
initiative.
community policing initiatives. So you can see what I checked as far as community policing initiatives, so that I'm not fluffing. Then it says I have to have I've had a policy for retention and recruitment, and that's in our policy, our sheriff's office policy, jail policies.
I think we've seen this the other day. I remember right.
This is a letter from the county commissioner. That one is describing the partnership, the local partnerships for the, within the county. This is supporting some of the initiatives that we've taken as far as, with our app, because you all gave us the money for the app. Well, kind of, sort of, but, that you're supporting some of the things that the sheriff's office want to do.
All the druggies did.
Proactive policing, what steps we're taking for proactive policing and, the LPRs. Some of it, but once the LPRs get in, I mean, that'll change
So they
things.
got
And
any
then
idea when on that?
the LPRs, they're just waiting on I sent them the MoDOT permissions, and they're just waiting on like Richland and Crocker. They got to give, well, Richland does, and Dixon City. This is a letter from the commissioners as well. This, investments in public safety that, the commissioners have supported the sheriff's office with. Again, the app, the flock, things like that.
You've seen the post on that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
From our buddy.
Oh yeah. That's just.
Yeah.
So at the end, it would just need some signatures and.
Yeah.
To read through, but
That's good.
Again, this is DPS is soon going to be going away from giving everybody grants or submitting for grants. If you're not a Blue Shield member, then there's a lot of things that we won't be available to get received.
I'll make a copy of it.
Yes.
Thank
Yeah, it moved up big time. It's fast.
That's why I didn't have to comment, because everybody else would.
Hey, neither. You got 150 people commenting. It was good. Weather.
No, it's
I left 9-degree weather down there. Nice.
take wind and rain.
Yeah, we got down there and like,
Yeah.
it was hot, the weather was hot. It was fun. I only kept a bag about that big. It was packed full of planes. Those big ice bags, full of packed. Somebody's gonna have a big truck. I'll give it to somebody.
There may be some outside news agencies coming around. They've been trying for information, but we accepted an inmate yesterday that's on a warrant out of state, for a murder and I think dismemberment. But he was in the Army, or he was coming through basic training. So they sent up the warrant and we went, well, they brought him to us. So we had him we had a news agency couple call last night to the jail.
What state do you know?
This is the fatal case of the person who was dismembered.
Yeah.
Okay. I already called that this morning on the news.
I don't know anything about the case. I told him to
You're
bring
just
him.
doing your job.
So,
So you're merely holding the person, correct?
huh?
You're merely holding the person, correct? And this is not a military warrant. The jail hasn't yet been approved for holding military prisoners. You're dealing with this purely on the civilian side, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Those are the questions I will get asked.
So I'll bring it back Monday?
Yeah.
Okay.
But people just.
Oh, I did wanna, what was the deal with,
Yeah,
I seen a post about Invisible. What was the deal?
The
You can do more
The
than.
1916
Yeah.
Kia, Invisible People, it was all over Facebook, that someone called dispatch on, was it for a city? They called the city?
I'm not absolutely certain which agency it was. I believe it was handed over to the state patrol.
No, I said, boy, somebody had some good stuff.
I was actually gonna ask the sheriff if he had any awareness of the situation. Somebody called in.
I'm still in awe of the Prius that outran the cop cars.
Yeah, me too. We were sitting, at coffee, a lot of businessmen sitting there, thinking of Prius. So I looked it up. Even the, what do you call the one that's part electric gas Prius?
Hybrid.
A hybrid go 112 mile an hour.
Must have been on full charge.
Shit,
I don't know, they got an electric Corvette over there. The electric cars are
but they're
quick.
quick. They are quick. The electric cars are really quick. But what got me
Or in
was,
2 seconds, rather.
That'll be
no,
on the
reading the comments of the chase is what got me. You know, when they said it was a Prius, of course, everybody a Prius. And one of them said 100. It must have been going downhill with a tailwind. And then they kept going and on.
Oh,
Hope they got a full tank of gas in the cop car. Prius gonna run for a long time.
As the man who almost became St. Robert mayor, I haven't yet confirmed, but I understand that 2 St. Robert cars got punched by the stop sticks and the Prius got away.
Mhm.
I haven't yet confirmed that, but that comes from Lebanon sources. I have no reason to believe it's wrong.
St. Robert went through them?
Yeah, St. Robert was the lead agency in the chase.
Big old tires got the business up there.
Yeah, they did. I seen the cars.
I seen that post, so I want to back.
good boy.
Is that Waynesville or St. Robert? It was Waynesville, that's right.
St. Robert.
What liability insurance go up if I do pet training? Can you, with the, travelers,
Somebody goes.
if I send you our SOPs or our policies from jail
That'd
and
be like you trying to outrun them with your log.
that are based off the travel,
That'd be right.
can you
He's on the crane.
submit the CE that will help our, besides actually going through the training, I mean,
Yeah.
Log skidder. Police are chasing a log
it's all
skidder.
based off of
Stop
Yeah,
sticks.
if you've got their, recommendations.
Yes.
And you're showing where you're meeting those qualifications, then, yeah, by all means, we'll submit it and see if we can get a.
This is just the policy. There's nothing for training from travelers that, but I know several agencies have they use the traveler format because of their insurance to help with.
Right.
So I'll send them,
We could see a reduction in a premium that way.
Anybody get any info on the car that was in the Gasconade Monday morning at Riddle?
Put it out.
Well, there was one in
Get
there.
a diver, go down and,
Look,
Oh, there was a car. They find a car in there.
yeah. What we think, is she backed up to get her kayak out. And it's just an assumption, she thought she was in park, but it was still in reverse when she got out. When
Was that Clinton Jarrett? Was that Clinton Jarrett?
she was there.
Wasn't Clinton?
We gave her a ride home. The car, we had to go down to, I think, on-site code.
well, that boat launch, it's a solid sheet of mud, isn't it? I mean, it's pretty slick. Right now from whenever the flood was.
I can't confirm that that's what happened. That's just what our assumption is.
No citation stuff, correct?
We had an old commissioner done the same thing.
What is this?
Clinton Jared at the lake.
Oh, okay, not around here, okay.
He was up the lake. When it happened. His white truck was out there floating. That'd been what, 5 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that. I don't remember. Yeah. So, he's still never living that one down. His buddies still harass him over that. I remember one time at Lake, I backed the boat down in my brother's truck. I had to put it in four-wheel drive quick because it was sliding on that green slime. I put her in four-wheel drive and just started getting it to get out of there before it kept sliding back. They was running the turbines, and it was just like pulling you in. But I think four-wheel drive and hammered it. I was smoking them tires coming out of there. But it could happen. You don't even have to. You can leave it parked and it would drag it in.
Morning, Hector.
Hola. ¿Todo bien? Coño, bueno, qué bueno verte, mano. Bueno,
Yeah.
Yes.
Hola, senor Hector.
Oh, sorry, though.
What do you say, Brett?
I don't know. It was
I
something,
love tacos. That's it.
it was something in Spanish. Hector.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna play. A little bit too early to say, but I had Steve Runnels was yesterday at the office.
Who?
Steve, our meteorologist, Springfield. He's the concern. Let me say here. The concern is that squall west 2 weeks. So you're gonna look maybe Saturday or Sunday. It looks like it's the major threat. But my concern grows when they have or increases to say it better in better English. Is when they have a conference call. Their confidence for a conference call anytime before Saturday is low, but you still have the chances of tornadoes, possible flooding, depending on the rain. So right now it's 50%. We'll be here.
Spoken like a true meteorologist.
Smoking like a true meteorologist.
Spoken.
Oh, see, even my ears. Hey, so remember that one emergency storm siren that we got with the emergency mini grant that we were waiting on the environmental historical preservation report? Just got approved, so you guys can keep that. So we're ready now to purchase, procure, and install at least one siren. And then I spoke to FEMA, the other sirens that we're writing for. They told me that I can still go ahead and
Where was this siren at? I can't remember.
somewhere in the Leclerc Electric Cooperative area.
Okay.
Towards
Towards
the
Dixon
location
there.
is
I
somewhere.
call it the Dixon community between St. Robert and Dixon.
No, where the Hunters, I think it's Hunters Ridge, by where Hunters Point, that
Okay.
area there. So,
Oh, over here.
So Waynesville Rural.
Okay. 100 points.
Yeah, that should give enough coverage at least for the cantonment area of Waynesville and that area back there. Obviously, if you're inside your house, you're not going to listen to hear it. Unless you
I
get
can hear
right
mine
next to it.
inside the house.
Are you real close to it? Yours?
It's all the way down the Eagle stop. I'm all the way up the other end.
Well, that's good. I get complaints. People say, "Hey, here, where were you in the basement?" And then on the other four ones that I wrote, so we're still going to look into trying to do a stack project, which is property management. Stack project is a grant that we should. I'm trying to see if MRPC we have enough funds for them to write the grant or not. But the likelihood of us being part of the disaster for March 14 is really high. So she told me that once that gets declared, which those usually takes like 30 days after the fact, so maybe by next month we should have a declaration. At that point, they're gonna sack it. They're gonna put it with that one, and it should score higher because sirens is a project related to the surge tornado. So the likelihood of us being able to get that one is higher than before. But we'll still move and getting the stack project grant. Just waiting on the MRPC. And then on the gate deal, we need to wait on that, especially on MoDOT roads. There's we would be able to do it, but we need to present the project to MoDOT and get approval. Just because you put any gates on MoDOT roads and something happens to it, the liability goes back to us
On MoDOT,
on the gate road.
yeah.
Okay, so good idea, they said, but oh God, let's wait. And I met the emergency manager for MoDOT. Um, I guess I didn't meet him too well. I don't remember his name, but good gentleman. He did say that we can make resource requests for barriers or actual concrete barriers, and they would install them for roads that we know they're going to flood, and it can be preemptive. So if we know, let's say on Saturday, we know we're going to get the likelihood of us getting, over 5 to 6 inches of rain, in which that would make that Gasconade River flood over the Gasconade. I can make a request for SEMA, and then SEMA makes it to MoDOT, and MoDOT delivers those barriers for our roads. So we won't have to keep wasting and when I say wasted, I mean that word as
Oh,
we're
what
using
we
our
have, what
resources,
we
but
have, they'll move.
Yeah.
That's the fact.
exactly. So, yeah. The MoDOT thing was and I really like this opportunity, but it's a coalition that MoDOT is trying to do with different counties. And I guess in the I-44, they have one with Phelps that is not fully established, and now we have one with Pulaski, and I'll talk to you offline after this later. But it's mainly a coalition for our county in which we can bring, grievances or what we think needs to be done to our MoDOT, to our roads, especially I-44. So I think it's a great opportunity for us to be in direct contact with MoDOT, especially, so I'll send you guys an email that way you guys can be part of the coalition meeting at least, or some representative from you three. I feel it's a good opportunity.
MoDOT needs to give us flat cameras on all those MoDOT roads so we can watch for, floods and stuff.
That's what you're.
I've got to ask
Stacy,
I don't know if Rex asked or not, but,
Stacy Stearns.
the insurance money from the truck, where is it? When it comes in, is that gonna go into our line so we can use that for,
That goes into general revenue. But then what you'll do is like on that money would have been designated as a trade-in on that. So then you just pull it out of your all auto line and then make the numbers work. We'll move that money. When it's time to do a budget amendment, we can do it.
So they start calling us the three amigos. You saw that picture and start calling it double head. Oh, damn. We were there with that.
Need to ask her.
gentlemen, have you thought any more on the garage? The annex?
I had somebody contact me about a mechanic needing a job.
That would be the problem.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's something where we just have to sit down and crunch the numbers and see if it's going to save us money or cost us money.
It's gonna cost us money initially.
Well, yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about, if we're talking about two mechanics instead of one.
It don't have, well, it doesn't have to be two mechanics. It could start out as one and see what the workflow is.
Like for your, like work with your truck and all stuff.
Well, all county vehicles. Cause I received like an appointment type basis for, unless it's an emergency, like a emergency work order. They're putting it down there.
How do you get this thing to vibrate?
Uh,
I got a new phone.
I was thinking too, cause one's out, you still got the other one working on vehicles, but the diesel mechanic will be the most expensive piece. Cause I budgeted for the equipment, I mean, to at least get it going, so. With the lift, the tire changer, the computer, and the
balancer and stuff.
balancer.
There, figured it out. I come back from Texas and she had a new phone. No, she shut down her landline.
And to fix that's the other thing, he built the shop inside. So frame it and get
The
it
lift, yeah.
and the toilet.
Yeah.
Or we should put a porta potty.
It's already plumbed. I mean, the water line is there.
Yeah, it's all there.
It ain't gonna take much.
I know a good, plumber.
Me too.
Absolutely, not plumber, absolutely. I'm just playing there.
Maybe you can have your own aware. But I'll be down here. Anytime I have more than 50%, or even if it's 50, I'll be down here. Me and Charlie already planning on, not a full activation, will be activated, but it has monitoring, which I can do before, but just in case, I'll be here Saturday. Plus, I got a whole big family coming in for Easter, so I'll be ready. Yeah, that won't miss me. The kids and grandkids. Well, the kids,
But I got all the kids and grandkids are coming.
you're gonna be here, Papa. I'm sorry, we got possible tornado.
I didn't see the tornado part. They did put that in there.
Hmm?
There is a possible.
There is. So at
I
first
didn't
it was
see that.
just rain and going, but with the squall line moving west to east, that creates a possibility. So
Yeah.
but it looks like the brunt of it is going to be east from us. So it all depends what the weather does between tomorrow and Saturday.
I'll tell you, I'm just about over it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Can't get nothing fixed without turning it back up again.
Yeah.
Oh,
By the time you get it done, the next storm will come.
I can't get ahead.
And on the
Damn,
on the
Saturday and
last
Sunday, they got a
flood,
98% chance.
you guys have different numbers on. I know most of those culverts are mowed up, right?
I didn't have any culverts.
Or low water crosses.
Well, yeah, it was a culvert and a waterway that just,
Joni just said we did.
flushed it out,
I
yeah.
gave out the numbers, the estimates you guys gave. You didn't need a threshold, just that, but if something else comes
So
up,
we're
we
good
missed,
to meet
I
the
can
cow
submit
and
it
vote
like
on that
that.
and sign
So
it.
now we're not gonna be part of the declaration for.
No, well, yesterday, they worked Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday here on Revere,
Mhm.
and, we're $20,300 in shot rock to get the road bank back.
20,300 Sharp Rock.
Mm,
And again, which roads are?
Revere,
Our threshold is 253, unless we get down to 53, which I don't think we are. Bonus won't be part of the declaration.
well, that Revere and then that culvert, that's the only thing I had. I mean, I just throwed out 100,000, but it, like I
Yeah,
said,
no,
we probably ain't gonna,
Yeah, we probably,
won't get,
Threshold. This would be,
and I'm glad it don't cost any more than that. I mean, it can't, it's just one thing after another. Just 2 weeks ago now, this weekend, it's supposed to rain, just, about over it.
And
Oh, yeah,
what was the number again? Plus what you
job
made?
security.
our threshold is
That phone to go
stacked
off.
on here, it's like 253,000
Hey, the first
something.
one's a year lady open.
That's where we would have to meet as a county.
And that's with regard to the.
Yeah.
that hit route.
What do you guys do?
No, this would be.
I think she sits there and watches the
For
kids
like,
like, hey, you off the road,
last month
where you
we had-
guys at?
Okay, what
Yeah,
day are we talking?
Exactly.
I mean, I'm
April,
Mhm.
the last one I just.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, or.
April
First one to say,
For April.
oh,
yeah.
Thank you, sir.
she is the mayor of that side of the county.
We have a jail academy on, starting June 5th. If we get enough people to have 10, we'll have 5, so other counties will be invited to it, so. Have one in June and one in August for jailers to get them all through, so they're finally trained. And then, the 25th Lincoln University is coming down. Chief Cordova actually helped set this up with, Lincoln University wants to start hosting a sheriff's academy, police academy here at the sheriff's office. So we'll see, they're coming to look at our facility and see if they can make that work to get an academy in our area again.
Anybody take that, or they would have to be full cert?
Anybody can take it. I think it's,
Yeah, with the $5 a line to
and then you get first closer to right up to you.
That's pretty good. Old time.
You can just take it, you can.
Oh, this one.
Or you might want to take it and be a reserve. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I think so. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
It's cheaper.
So across his computer going
Yeah.
down.
You'll get FTO.
If I post cert, I still have. Even if I post cert, would I still have the ability to academy? Sheriff again, even if I post cert.
Hey, Kevin, Sunday morning was cold out there.
Yeah.
You get that big 35-foot bus, that wind 300, he opens that thing up on that big line.
Understand why you don't do that.
Wind going across with that wind. I was like, ain't bad. Then he got one of them wait, that water felt like someone threw a 5-gallon bucket in my face.
Does it have a closed cabin on it where you can get in out of the wind?
Oh, no, they're open. You can walk all the way around the,
Oh,
what do
boy.
you call those, like a schooner thing, you can walk around. Yeah. If they can big, it's whether it's twin 400, twin 300. They get them going. It's a heavy boat, though. It takes them to get them moving.
Yeah.
Or they just scoot along.
Yeah, we get some big ones, like 30, 40 pounders.
Not down there.
I guess.
They'll get,
What
they'll
most of the
get,
reserves
they'll
do,
get
that's why
some that's in the 25 to 30 pound range.
come in the reserve.
Big one, I call them
You never see
30,
them.
40,
They just want the badge and go.
which big fish. They pull the full
Want to
bill.
walk around Walmart.
Striper, no, their stripers down there, kind of like our hybrid here. But they're bigger.
Issue them a badge until they go.
Our stripers here can be bigger, but
They kind of do with everybody.
Are they,
God.
still fishing down or they get the top water? They're still fishing down?
They get the gizzard shed, old wire. I caught two fish, and I caught two stripers that big.
About as big as a bait?
Yes,
No, no.
that's what got me.
10 hours per week, 12 hours a year.
I call it the fish of shame. They unhook it, they throw it over. The
That's
sling
usually
of
when they
shame.
come in is on the weekend.
And then
They'll do a
next
whole
one I
12-hour
caught,
shift on the
man,
weekend,
jerked me out.
which, that's fine. I mean, they work every week,
It's
I'm on their
starts
timeline
pulling drag because those drags are
when they're reserving.
gosh, it went under the boat, then it smashed around the center of the lake. I brought it in, it was about
Hour requirement, but, you're not saying it has to
28-inch
be.
fish. It'll fight you all you want to bite.
Yep, okay. Sounds like it's similar, but not quite.
Like we have one that works one of the academies and he comes in and does 2 or 3 hours during the week. And then the next week he'll do another couple hours and
Guide information from you.
he doesn't work all shifts. He just comes
Sure.
in.
Facebook, there's
Works with,
25 guides down
work
there.
with the deputies and stuff.
Oh,
If you go to Lake Texoma on Facebook, just go.
It's always good when we can double up,
Texoma guide, and there's guys.
especially at night.
You know, sometimes some of them aren't very good.
No. Some of them just think you
I
have
think
to
Chief
pick.
Carroll will tell you that he was
It's
shot.
fun.
Just get a little, the one we have, Ty,
Kind of.
yeah, he'll get you the box fish.
Oh, yeah.
He goes hunting for some of the
Yeah.
overs, yeah. He won't give up, and he'll find them. Some of them guys, like one of the other guys that's with me, we get your.
St. Robert, the Wayne will show up and then you got 2 more.
That's not my kind of guy. I'm paying you to buy me big fish.
We used
I
to,
go down there motorboat, and it's them.
we used to do a guy down there in Arkansas and we come, you know, they all did a half a day or whatever. You come to the ramp, you know, they got the cleaning stations, you know. Our boat was full of fish. Some of them other guys had 2 or 3 fish, you know. But my brother lived down there. It took a little while to get the right guy, you know.
You gotta watch around, keep your eyes, it's like I watch that. Like, they don't want to see what guys are constantly catching bigger fish. Some will say, yeah, we had a good catch. You look at them, they're all mediums or smalls. And some guys will show 10 huge ones or 20 huge ones, depending on how many pulled out. And the rest of them are nice sized fish too. That tells me that
be
guy,
fun out working in this today on
that thunder,
it. Yeah.
great.
George, did I understand correctly? You said you're having a lot of family coming in this weekend?
Are you putting that on?
I don't know, I'm just asking. Are you coming from Puerto Rico or?
No.
He sells with him guy.
Yeah, we stayed in camp. This is what got me. They own a whole peninsula, husband and wife. And they've been putting in.
The underlying
We've
issue
been
is
in
really,
Airbnb.
really bad.
This time they had a cabin available for the night we were there. Cost us $35
But that's not publicity.
a night.
Love my dad's
And
in action.
I'm looking right at the docks we leave on.
Have some.
Well, we just walk around down on the dock.
Well,
You walk down on the dock, they're waiting for you. We took
you
off.
would be a great medical volunteer.
They got a freezer there. The first day you catch your fish, you can leave in the freezer. Then when you come back to fish the second day, those you're gonna take back to the dock road. So what we did was put the one that
Oh, hey,
I
my
would
dad
do
used
it,
to-
put the road on top, roll back.
Early 70s.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think he's ever been capable other than his mom and God.
Have you talked to Dawson about that student?
I am basically, he
He's
said,
a smart guy.
if
He
it's
brings a
a
lot
job
of
shadowing or internship or
Be a
apprenticeship,
medical doctor.
Yeah,
as long as the person is not,
Okay.
is just kind of job shadowing and working from place to place, that would be fine. If they're coming in and doing basically
He
roles
is working
of what an employee would do,
He made enough
then they
money.
need to be considered an employee and,
Compensated or
yeah. Or as far as they would need to
Yeah, a
be.
couple of big family owned doctors.
First thing, we had
The one I joined the
a snake up
I
on the
guess the
dock.
next question is,
They
you
keep
decided being
their
listed, so you do the real stuff instead of telling other people what to say.
Oh,
Seen it go in the big bucket.
yeah.
Guy started laughing. What's the funny? He goes, well, the owner, he scared this thing. He goes, he reached there, see a snake, we may have to call 911. Well, Mike Levy had to play with that. They got in that bait tank, went through over where the filters are, because they had salt to it, because that's what the striper down there has to have a little bit of salt. He pulled out that filter and that thing got in that plastic container. Mike pulled that container out, dumped it on the deck. We looked like a cottonmouth. Somebody's head reared up and it went flying across that thing. It jumped in the water. I was dying laughing. It was a big snake. It didn't look that big when it went in.
Yeah.
It looked 3 times the size of it when it come out. I said it must take that many minutes that quick. Or shit.
A medical doctor, Colonel.
Oh yeah. He stuck it in it. Hey, that's so good. I don't mind snakes.
Snakes is like me. I don't like them.
I mean, I pick them up and move them in crawl spaces. They don't bother me. Copperheads don't bother me. But, you know, those are aggressive. That snake was
They
aggressive.
all, but if they can crawl up the walls, out no arms, legs, nothing, they're the devil.
Well, I'm in a crawl space. Every time I go to crawl space, I always take a can of glue. Snake, you open up a can of glue, they just, because that's how they sense where something's at. Everything's through their tongue. Everything is through their tongue. You open up a can of glue down there, that
Yeah, that farmer's
it
glue.
dries and they will leak.
What we doing?
Just sit there. But that big copperhead comes down that block wall, and it's right where I was working for another part of the crawl space. I was sitting there fixing a pipe, and I go, I let him get by me, and he went right into that opening where I was working. So, okay, open my can of glue, set it in the opening like that, and I finished working, and then I left. I knew he wouldn't come back. Well, you open a
I
can
think
of
that's the
glue.
only age place I'm like,
You ever notice that tongue, they taste and smell? That's how they get all their smell. And
I always heard mothballs and people wanted to do.
Mhm. It's that smell and that odor. They taste.
Didn't old timers throw hedge apples under their house to keep spiders and stuff out? Oh,
Well, yeah, can of glue.
I'd shove the whole hedge tree.
Well, that's my wife. She goes, pick me up 5 or 6 cans of glue. I said, that ain't cheap. I'll go $10 a can now. I go, what are you gonna do with it? She goes, I'm gonna put it out around there. I go, it ain't gonna last that long.
Well, she can just let you sleep outside. When you come in from the job, you probably got enough left on you to just stay outside.
That one time that lady was watching me work.
He should be around here.
Big ass black snake there. I reached over and grabbed me right there and I pulled him off.
Oh, yeah.
I went back to the crawl space opening with it. She took off running. I went, she goes, kill it. I said, no, it eats copperheads and mice and everything. It's good to have. She goes, no, it ain't good to have. I said, I'll take it over to your property and it'll go the other way. Okay. I think probably went back crawl space the next day.
Yeah.
I was working one time on a shower, looking into the crawl space. You know, you got the opening, you can see. I'm sitting there working and look at that, and here comes a black snake up the pipe where I was working. I was like, no, you ain't. Really pissed about fucking ball. It's a little those are stupid. Yeah, well, you can go up a tree.
Yeah.
What gets me is the copperhead will blend into the tree. Some of them will absolutely, they'll get into the bark of a tree. I'm surprised you ain't seen a bunch of them.
Oh, I do, yeah.
Kevin doesn't catch him release.
It's more like chopping. It's like going through the.
They have an
It's like
option
going
to
through
leave
that tree
on
grinder. It's
time.
like going through that tree grinder when you get. That'd be my like one of the big copperheads be in that crew, and I'd be like, David.
Wow.
Somebody.
All FEMA.
It was supposed to just be light rain.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
That ain't no joke sometimes.
Oh, it ain't. I get frustrated.
You know, the rain's okay, but man, when it pours like that and it starts to run and that water gets to moving, it destroys everything in its path.
Let's see, Dave, we gotta meet with point guys here before long. Is there anything up in there you can think of asphalt wise?
No, it's all in pretty good shape, I think.
Everything, I seen one area up there. Where was I at? It's starting to crack. I don't remember where I was at.
There's a couple of small roads
It's way up top. That's right.
that I thought about.
You got a spot up there
On the
you
new
can't.
side,
Yeah,
is you gotta watch the boundaries for that, because some of it is and some of it isn't.
You know, you get up toward Stirrup and all the way up in that flat where that water just sits. Around that intersection, I think there was an area up there.
but there's one road I think Brandon, but he pushes the snow off of it all the time, so he's more familiar with it than I am. But apparently it's up by the car wash. He said you go past the car wash, go up there, and I don't know, the homeowner says, I pay into the mid, but then his road isn't paid.
Oh, that's up. That's way up past you. Up a ways, there's a little ditch and there's 2 or 3 houses in there.
It may be what
Gravel.
it is, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, up on,
It's above you.
Steer.
No, it's above you.
So I was gonna do a little research on that.
No, it's on Steer. It's on Steer.
That was on
It's on Steer, up by the water tower.
Up by the water
You
tower.
turn in, there's 3 houses in there. Yep. I do a lot of work for that. There's only 2 or 3 houses.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the one where Brandon said, the guy called him up there the other day and said, I pay him with the men. He said, I don't know why this road is blacktop like that stuff.
Have you had any phone calls from that lady here?
Well, I was checking into it, but
Big Piney over on Wayne, right? I talked to her this morning. She's,
I
got
don't
some
know if
road
we just start
issues
trying
along
to
with,
treat some of them.
vandalism. I don't know if it was vandalized, but she said one of these days she'd like to see if she could get, maybe
like they
you,
treat driveway
maybe the
type
local
things,
fire
like treating
department,
some
have
of
a
them, or
town hall
just-
meeting over there.
Well,
Palace Church.
tried that.
Asking about their issues, and I said, I'm sure Sheriff will be. Just have to coordinate, find out when everybody's available.
I will.
I'm gonna go look at the road problem, but, I don't know. She said there's stuff being vandalized
Yeah.
as time goes.
Yeah.
I'd asked her if she had contacted you, and she didn't say one way or another.
You just keep adding 2 inches to them all, 2 inches to them all, and pretty soon you gotta, you know, we gotta big on the sides of the road. You know?
Well, your driveways don't move, but your road keeps going higher, and you got to grind it all out, you still got it. That's kind of what Roger ran into, where asphalt kept building up, and then when he's trying to pull out.
Yeah. No, asphalt, it's a pretty good renewable resource. I mean, they just mill it, turn it back into more asphalt.
He can't even speak English.
I'll try to meet with the mayors. Yeah. I'll try to meet with them first part of next month. And
And out behind Mount Gibson, I don't know what those roads out there look like.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
But I know most of them have been.
Yeah. The one that comes off of Springfield there, I don't, it's spider cracks on it. It's one that could use like a sealant put on it, you know.
So you say Brandon got us hopped up like that.
I think so.
Okay, because you know, as you go up Salina, I don't know, you know where Ron Moffett lives?
No.
Okay. Uh, just before you get to the corner where Salina goes right, and there's a road that goes to the left. But it's like one block back is where the mid ends. So you get to that intersection up there where Lane Lurcher lives.
Yeah.
That road is not in the mid.
Okay.
And then if you go to the right on Sprint, you go down about halfway down that and the mid ends.
Okay.
That's probably one of the
Yeah.
areas. But that's like, it's you know, there's a lot of those little side streets. They little driveway beside me. It's a little bit. It's a little bit. Had a cat out on it. No, it's just a single lot.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the right side, below me. Rick had it, because it was gravel. They put asphalt on it.
Yeah.
Say, didn't we do that last year?
I think she put a
Yeah. Well,
yeah, here.
yeah.
Because there for the longest time, it was just gravel.
Yeah.
It was one of those when the original bid was done. I don't think that was actually a road, and they just put a new road in there. And then built some houses on it. It's one of those that it meets up with a road coming off of Salem,
Yeah. Right.
but there's like a drainage
Mhm.
between.
In between, yeah.
So you got two roads.
Hi.
Get over there.
Have a good day,
You have a
Sharon.
good day.
Yeah.
Yep.
Be safe.
Yeah, I would say Sprint, that other road is the Blaine. So
I'm not clear I understand where this road is that may not be the road.
No, we're talking about up in Hunters Point.
Okay.
They have a NID that they pay into every year, and so then the county does the maintenance on that. So we were just kind of discussing some of it's not clear if they're actually in the NID or not in the NID or.
okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've listened to that for 20 years and questions about which roads are in and which roads are out. Yeah. Unfortunately, that brings back bad memories.
You know, it looked like everything on the west side, you know, Sugar, Stallion, Stirrup, all of those are from what's on the GIS, everything there is in it.
Yeah.
I'm about the one to the water tower. It isn't.
See that, and that's just it. That's the gravel road to those houses, and that is not even designated as a road on the GIS. That's just a driveway. And services two houses. Actually, I guess you could say three because it hits the one on Steer, and then there's two houses back on it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it has never been
Designated as a road.
designated as a road. No, it's just a driveway.
Does it have a sign of any kind?
I don't think so. No, it doesn't have a sign of any kind.
I think, is their address is Steer Road? Thought it was.
Even though they're back 2 lots back off of it, it's still Steer
Yeah.
Road.
In fact, the one lot, should be the portion that would probably be considered the road is a portion of the person's lot. Shows their lot lines going up
To
to
the road.
Yeah, that would be one that would probably be a good deal to pull the plat map. And see if there's any designation on that. As far as what the road
You
is.
see that,
who's
Darryl?
Responsible for the.
There's a bad wreck out here. Got the roadblock.
Thank you. Where's the road blockage?
I-44 eastbound to 155.2. Multi-vehicle accident.
Okay, well, last I heard that was in Phelps County, obviously, it was the wrong information. Thank you, sir.
Had a little bit of rain to 44 and it's a disaster.
And apparently up toward Laughlin's cell barn. That's not in the mid either.
It goes up. Right, it goes up right there to just before Stable turns to the left. Where the mid ends.
Yeah.
I can't read what the writing is on that.
Somebody from Pulaski calling that I don't need to talk to. They can go to voicemail.
I just mean, Daryl.
There's Selena. It ends right, the mid ends right there, and then
Yeah.
Stable turns to the left, and then Selena.
Yeah.
So it does end right up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, just for you. Anything for me today? I did check. Everybody remember to do the personal financial disclosures? Don't forget.
Get yours in the email.
Well,
Yes.
yeah, mine does. Gotta have it done by the first, isn't it?
I'd have it done by May 1st.
Any first, right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Mike.
Let me see if I can catch him.
Make sure you get a confirmation number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that one time about 10, 12 years ago. I set it in. I guess they didn't get it. Cause usually I get a confirmation number. I don't remember getting one until I got it right all the time.
Yeah, you gotta make sure you hit the send button.
I don't know what I did wrong, but normally I get a confirmation. Can I save the email confirmation?
That plumber's glue probably caused that.
Huh?
That plumber's glue, you probably forgot about.
When I'll go back down to the basement. I'll see you gentlemen later.
The reason you go in the basement storm getting bad.
Huh? Oh, that's my, I'll see you.
Thanks, Hector.
Thank you.
Did I hear you say this was off Selena or off Deer? I did not catch the road.
Steer wasn't the one we were talking about.
Steer, well, steer.
Yeah, steer that one. Yeah.
Gene, thank you for the heads up on that crash.
That's what it just said. I don't know. Of course, social media didn't help be within the line of traffic stuck.
That traveler map is usually when it'll be slow, but it'll be accurate. It'll never take a while. The last I heard is that the incident was in Phelps County, but 155, we're probably dealing with a different incident.
They've been doing work between here and Raleigh, which slows the traffic. They've had some backup.
I think they had to have that contractor redo some of that concrete, didn't they? I think it didn't pass or something.
Oh, down there on the road.
Yeah.
They just get gold over and let it go.
Always amazing what comes up in search. I'm sitting here, instead of doing a direct connection to MoDOT travelers map, I used Bing and it tried to send me to a map in Hungary. MoDOT is reporting nothing in Pulaski County. There are 2 work zones slowing traffic down, but no crashes. That doesn't mean it's right, it just means they don't yet know about it. But what's more significant is that it uses, the MoDOT map uses Google cell phone to determine traffic slowdown. The only traffic slowdown is on the other side of the county line, and that's a significant slowdown. And that's where the crash was originally reported. I'm wondering if you may be dealing with somebody
Damn.
hearing 156 when it's actually 176.
Yeah.
You're talking about a lot of rain. Here's your guy they're talking about that chopped up that person.
Oh boy. You ain't seen that on Read that, Janet.
We got that email.
I'll do some phone calling here in a little bit. I don't know.
Dude,
So, I'm not sure what the inspection will find.
uh,
I'm not sure what they're hoping the inspection will find.